For the longest of times, we have seen Formula One cars wrapped in the color of alcohol and tobacco brands. Well, it is no surprise that tobacco brands and alcohol brands were one of the major sponsors of Formula One. But why this toxic relationship between a sport and a tobacco company, you may ask? Well, in this video, we will be covering the reasons behind the same. For the tobacco business, sports sponsorship is a long standing and effective type of indirect promotion, particularly when it comes to encouraging the adoption of smoking among young people. Motorsports appeal to a wider range of people because of its association with adventure, thrill, glitz, and danger. STOP, also known as STOP, commissioned reports from Formula Money to look into the value and activities of cigarette companies' engagement in Formula One in the 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 seasons. It forecasts that cigarette sponsorship has a total worth of 4.5 billion US dollars throughout the years, with expenditure in 2021 at the same level as in 2006, when the business was intended to be barred from doing so. Even though COVID-19 caused Formula One races to be stopped, as detailed in this section, the industry continued to operate. The company's use of influencers to promote its sponsorship is examined on this page. This part of the video contains new promotional initiatives since 2020, including the most recent evidence from Formula Money, as well as information in young F1 fans exposed to cigarette branding through sponsorship. Tobacco advertising in motorsports in the 1970s and 1980s included broad direct branding with cigarette emblems on cars, motorcycles, team uniforms, and trackside advertising. Most to obtain brand exposure through the television coverage. 267 tobacco corporations began to adopt increasingly inventive tactics to get past the regulations when the limit in this form of advertising was established in some countries in the 1990s and early 2000s, such as British American Tobaccos, also known as BAT dark market logos. Companies were forced to remove all cigarette brandings after the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control banned all tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorships in 2005. And with increasingly global nature of TV coverage and consequent bans of cross-border advertising. Throughout the 2000s, however, racing sponsorship remained, providing chance for indirect advertising and cross-promotion. In 2019, the cumulative total 19 audience, the number of people who watched over the air for Formula One alone was 1.9 billion. Audiences in Brazil, Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands exceeded 100 million, with significant gains in Poland and Middle East and North Africa over the previous year. F1 races are watched by between 350 and 500 million people worldwide, according to estimates. While the majority of people still watch televisions, the number of individuals who watch on the other devices or through streaming services is increasing. Philip Morris International, also known as PMI, and BAT used corporate mission statements and accompanying branding to link their possibly decreased risk product to Formula One and Grand Prix motorcycle, also known as MotoGP racing teams, as of 2018, taking a novel approach to motorsports sponsorship. Tobacco firms' public relations pronouncements emphasize corporate social responsibility, technical partnership, and innovation rather than product branding. In several high-profile F1 premieres with cigarette business slogan occurred in early 2019, indicating new and renewed sponsorship relationships. The industry's new approach was highlighted by international TV coverage of F1 races and condemnation from public health experts. As a result, Australian and European Union officials began looking into possible violations of cigarette advertising restrictions. The tobacco business has a long and symbiotic relationship with Formula One racing. Several businesses such as PMI Promotion Marlboro on red Ferraris and Imperial Tobacco with John Player Special marketed their cigarette brands with complete branding and product logos on F1 vehicles and drivers' uniform in the 1970s and 80s. Ferrari is the most valuable Formula One team in the world, with a market capitalization of $1.3 billion in 2017 and the most successful in terms of race wins. PMI has had a lengthy connections with Ferrari dating back to 1984, and its cigarette brand Marlboro has been Ferrari's title sponsor since 1997, following a transfer from McLaren in 1996. Philip Morris extended its sponsorship relationship with Ferrari in September 2017, a deal that Sports Pro magazine projected would cost the cigarette corporations over $160 million per year. According to 2018 estimates, the yearly sum is about $15 million. According to the motorsport website GP Fans, the corporation has spent $625 million on F1 sponsorship during the preceding decade. McLaren is the world's second most successful Formula One team after Ferrari in terms of race victories and was valued at $640 million in 2017. BAT operated an F1 team, Tyrrell, renamed British American Racing in 1999 and in 1990s and early 2000s, through which it predominantly promoted its Lucky Strike tobacco brand. The team was sold in 2006, around the time the FIA advertising prohibition was implemented, and BAT's sponsorship of Formula One seemed to be over. BAT was promoted to primary partner with McLaren in 2019, which received greater branding slots on the vehicles for 2020. According to reports, BAT planned to advertise its Velo nicotine pouches and Views e-cigarettes. It was unclear whether BAT intended to advertise its HTP Go under the Better Tomorrow banner as well. Due to COVID-19 epidemic, many races were cancelled or postponed in 2020. According to local advertising regulations, BAT vehicles wore Better Tomorrow, Velo and or Views logos in the races that did take place. Through McLaren's return to Indy Car in 2020, BAT expanded its sponsorship reach in the United States. McLaren had purchased a majority stake in the Arrow IndyCar team by November 2021. Well, a surrogate advertisement isn't something we are not aware of. I mean, we all see Seagram selling music CDs or Bacardi selling sparkling water in advertisement. All is well till everything goes as per the ethics and does not have any negative impact on the viewers.